There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious fermenting it ever. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever, baby. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it. You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon. Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage. Do you really? Alright. Nothing town to fuck all borough. Not you. Your days of giving a shit and being that type of animal are over. The song of death is sweet and endless, like a flow.
You can take it. You're a champion.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, a fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your...
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings. What do you mean, assess the damage? How would you do that? What are you even trying to do? This fan has 2 chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. Or has it been consigned there as punishment? You feel as though this creature is your... The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. What you have in your hand is a terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. It's just a little hangover-induced photosensitivity. Don't overreact. Little black spots dance on your retinas. It's almost pleasurable. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Hot water sprays from the base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. Really, all recollection of the person you are, the people as you slowly abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it. Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's not. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It hurts when you honk it. It's not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers. Don't be scared. It's only your face. It's not like anyone's going to see it. Behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? It appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring them. You can't, can you? What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? You should check yourself for a pulse, superstar. From here it looks like a cadaverous spasm. You find no sign of life on your swollen neck. However, putting your hand on your chest reveals an irregular heartbeat. You appear to be alive, for now. Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place, somewhere in the past. That's all you know, for now. It's too late. Like an image on film. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind. What do you mean? Assess the damage. How would you do that? There they both are. Two identical shoes. Both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin. Good. They're balanced. Comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips.
No.
There's only one solution to this. You're a businessman.
Because you're a police officer, sir. Okay, cool. I won't.
She means it. She wouldn't defy authority, however sweaty and bloated it may look.
Okay.
Whoa. Something wants to come out of you. A bit of vomit. Thankfully you keep it down, because your body does not control you.
Sir, you've been here for 3 days. On official police business, as you put it. Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Try the expression. Come on, why are you still doing this?
Alcohol raises testosterone levels, especially in men. The levels remain elevated after...
She puts out her cigarette. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
And no, it never stops. Goodbye.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray. The living shit. Your mesolimbic reward pathway does not mince words. Who knows what you are? How very astute of you.
The idea...
Or you could not do that. No one is making you. Good. They'll make you stronger and better. You're too old to be cool now. But find cigarettes, smoke them, blam. Instantly a cool renegade man. A mystical red dragon with smoke rising from his nostrils. Plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses. The door is closed. This door can open. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you. The door...
The door probably thinks you're a has-been loser too. You feel your funny necktie becoming tighter and tighter around your neck.
Still no answer. Still nothing. You should punch a fucking hole in it. You slam your fist into the vinyl. It does not produce a hole. The door sits sturdily in the frame, and your fist hurts. This was all a very good, normal thing to do. You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul. Of course, at this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be performed from the outside, through a PA by other people, whether they like it or not. Ram it up their ears, says your adrenaline gland. Violently express yourself. Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought. See if it works. You have not yet stumbled on the right lamentation, but it's out there. It'll come to you. You will... No. Don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song. It's profound. You have to find something tragic to sing first, though. A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he is purposely ignoring you. Looks like he's not a fan. A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it. Most likely on a... Something about it makes you feel bitter.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you.
Oh no, you're a hero. A real hero cop. Am I? Or did you ride in, take the body down, solve the murder, and not trash my hostel room? Oh, it's not? You're right, it's not.
He has no respect for you personally, but this man sees himself as a law-abiding citizen, and you a representative of that law. He tries to avoid outright conflict.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. He is your half-brother.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name. This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize.
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here? If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? So, the body is still in the tree.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. After you, officer.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use...
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin. But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too married besides.
In another time and place, she might have flirted back.
You must forgive me. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But
She won't judge you, no matter what you say.
oh my. You know where we are, right? That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located? We're in the city of Revachol, dear. How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most... I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes? That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Nope, sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone of control, under an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have no government of our own, and what democracy we have is market-driven. Oh dear. And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops, but we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like...
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask...
No. I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then, I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in... Of course, Dee.
The man with the unimpressive...
Mr. Ga.
Yes?
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation. Right. Now,
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who...
do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You said you just got it.
What, of Martinet?
But you still know your way around, yes?
Yes, I know where some things are.
I didn't imply that. Detective. I have everything. You?
Yes, he means, do you have questions? Behind this building, there's a... That's easy. See that door there? First you...
Does he want you to feel guilty of making that hole? It's implied in his voice.
She went away because none of your business. Extra fine. I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. What are you, crazy?
Suddenly you tense up. Blood is being pushed to your muscles.
No, I didn't. I didn't. Do I have to answer?
The lieutenant stands motionless. His expression.
What are you, an idiot?
He ignores you.
Let's go.
Not so fast.
No one is saying the multi-pattern necktie you found tied to the ceiling fan can.
Let's bail! Time to push the eject button! Sounds like a responsibility! You don't like those!
No, don't listen to him. It's madness. Just talk.
Oh, you don't owe me shit. Well, officer, you're...
We do not need to assert ourselves here. We only need instructions from him. This is the proprietor, remember?
You know, I get this all the time. Some hobo comes in here, or some backpacking arsehole off the boat.
Who does that clown think he is? Arrest him!
You can't arrest me. I haven't done anything.
The words leave your mouth as if walking up the stairs. Everything is going.
Oh, so apparently I'm a bitch now.
Sir, leash in your tongue.
The words nail the man to his place.
Officer, you need to contact your station. Ask your people for assistance.
I'm sorry, but I can't let him stay here if he doesn't pay. He's 3 days on the slip. If he doesn't have the money by tonight, he'll have to work this from home. Good.
By the way, where is home? But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. You don't really know, do you? A vague, blackened image doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment will appear. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the...
No idea. Looks like he works for Wild Pines, the logistics company who owns and operates the harbor. Possibly because there's a strike going on in the harbor. There's not much to do aside from drinking and sleeping.
Kuno's got this.
Oh yeah, not a goofy Kuno. Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take me in.
She means it. The fear is real.
I'm going away for a long, long time, Kuno. Going away for life.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
You don't want to fuck with me. I got my hands bloody. I'm not here, pig. You're not seeing this.
You can still see the top of her hat from behind the fence. An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack. Because it's nice and orderly, well-laid pallets, easy on the eyes. No, there's more to this. You get this strange feeling. Hard to say. It's gone now. Feelings pass, you see. Especially the small ones. This trash container, there's something in there. The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the...
Trash? Food waste from the cafeteria? What do you mean, feel? We could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carrier. Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags.
Can I help you? Mine? No, it...
Thank you for clearing that.
Why?
I thought that...
Well, yeah.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Prod at him and find out.
What do you need them for?
It concerns the case.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
This trash container with a well-oiled crack. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. There is, but you won't like it. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
We should return later, officer. I don't think we were thorough enough.
The RCM in Martinez, of course. Me? I am just a gardener. I am working. I have a greenhouse in the yard that...
There's discomfort. She stops mid-sentence.
As you probably know...
Don't worry, miss.
Of course. Where to? It's there. In the yard, right through the hole in the fence. What do you mean? Yes, sir.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really. The harbor gates, some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but just coast. There's a little fishing village.
Rows of stalls under a broad roof, where silvery fish were heaped on newspapers. Water, water everywhere, pouring from the heavens in the shadow of the old church.
I don't know. The abandoned kind? It's just water. No, actually...
In the west is the miracle.
No problem. Of course.
Her gloves. You get the feeling that you need them.
Sure, keep them. Hello again.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. You see a box falls into pieces in your hands. Baptiste Soleil, Syria. Among the thread has the leg.
The victim's clothes? Drop them in here. Guitar mark. The belt is missing. That's it.
Something slimy. A drab, long-sleeved.
This is a military type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is...
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that. Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked and this is...
The fuck's he on about, kids?
See?
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the... It's just nothing. What's this? A blue piece of plastic sticks out. Something larger. A clip.
Officer, is that your... It is. Look. The plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even... If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash? What are you talking about? Doeth thou also thorough inventories? You should take stock of your notes. Make sure it's all there. Official notes contain informants' names. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the Yellow Man frolicking in saffron. Only in its social sensibility.
You've acquired an interactable item.
The container sounds a muffled gong. It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage? If you want to earn some change by guilting people, go for it. But if you want to earn real dough, finish the case and start getting paid again. It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. There's a piece of toilet paper. It's a metaphor. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can, if you want it to be kitchen tissue. It's not though. It's toilet paper. Still wet, the toilet paper, I mean kitchen tissue, sorry, peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off your finger and voila, the ledger now looks marginally better. An aluminium block runs the width of the surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard, they're not exactly white. Once in a while, there's a work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of events. There is, for precisely one more. The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. Things to be done and things already done.
No, actually. Any ideas? Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
Yes, it appears you employ a... Yes, all caps. One is called, the next... Others appear more... You like this grimy murdering, don't you? It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them, you don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. Arson, petty theft, spousal abuse, handwritten logs on... You don't exactly... In the back, you... 3. The topmost are a monetary penalization, rank. These are quite sinister into a dozen pages of color of the irises, predation marks, condition of sexual organs. Yes, all that remains now is to fill those four. What delicious power hid within this pathetic mess. You feel better. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper. The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. Something rattles inside. The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it. With your hands, you 4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board. Is not what you end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing. A hot flash of rage comes over you. For a moment there, before it recedes. It's unjust, that's why. The ledger quivers in your hand. As it shakes, the pages rustle. This pathetic mess suddenly afraid of you for some reason. It's proving to be harder than expected. You just don't have the intellectual rigor to patch the quilt back together. Try again later. There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails, all over the yard. What do you think you are? A super detective? You're hungover. These are just dents in the mud.
Kuno's got this.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno! Right in the dick, Kuno! Get him right in the dick!
Love it in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body. The kid is obviously high.
Fuck that! Kuno, yeah! Right in the mouth hole!
They pay you no heed or pretend not to notice you.
Shits himself.
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener. The fuck are you talking about?
He's calling us Kuno! He says we're fucking each other!
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces. Just take it easy.
Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. Kuno's Kuno, pig.
Kuno. Primal. Violent.
Yeah, think about it. Think about that rabid Kuno shit.
He seems glad someone understood what he was going for. But right as he's getting distracted, you hear a malevolent hiss from behind.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
Help! He's got the Kuno, help! Yeah? Get out of here before the Kuno beats the shit out of you.
Yeah, that's right. Drag your fat ass out of here, fat boy, before Kuno fucks you.
Don't listen. Just go.
I'll die before I squeal, pig. I come from the woods, good Davidu. You don't want to go there with me. You don't want to see what I've seen.
Don't be traumatizing here. Get the fuck out of here.
I'll die before I squeal, pig. Murder was the case they gave me.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. This button looks new, but...
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
This Post Lavatorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in... The box seems happy. Eat shit, pig. Fucked by the coon. And St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore and best set mailbox also. The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder, then you swallow, and then suddenly you see it. Over all the other graffitos, someone has, using the tip of a very sharp knife, cut the words, Revachol forever.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open. Are you interested in a new and exciting book? Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance and biographies of famous people.
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling. But she's cold.
Kind of you to offer, sir.
What could you do to help her anyway?
Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store. I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. School? Well, mine is a big yellow building on Boogie Street, and the people there run it. They say it's a charity.
The gale wind blows in from the coast, a wind of needles. It wraps itself around a building of brick and mortar, remorse, the parquet of assembly halls. You haven't heard a word of what she's been saying these past few moments. You only hear.
Mum says it's necessary to do both, because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being...
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulder.
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go... Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the...
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
It does not manifest itself. No such thing.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir? Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead. Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals. And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. Head?
No. No. Your resilience.
I'm not sure I understand. If you say so, sir. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for your soul. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books. It's the type of book where there's a rich lady, or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man. These are not very common. Well, maybe then it's fine. It happens. Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost. That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life. Not in romance books, sir. I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum. I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though. Sometimes they break up for a little while, but then they always get back together. Maybe some about other books? Oh, I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame. I don't know about that, but I imagine life is great when you're famous. Why would they do that, sir? That's so cool. Maybe they'll make you a book cover picture and everything. Standing over a dead body, holding a gun.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
What do you mean, sir?
She knows where this is going. She looks around anxiously. The lieutenant stands by, a facade of true professionalism. He is far more intrigued by the situation. She brings out her reddened.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded? Well, that proved...
She actually is impressed. This is more like a defensive reflex.
You're quite sober.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching.
I sure hope you are, sir.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar, somehow. Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Yes, I stand in this spot all the time. You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir. Telling people about being a star or something. Don't really understand who those stars are. Of course, you stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you. Yeah, I can see. You don't have party eyes anymore.
Party eyes? Yes, of course. That makes sense.
I'm not surprised children have seen you running around with party eyes on, he thinks. Not at all.
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed. It certainly looks odd on a man.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too. Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy. Oh, baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
I didn't know I had to do that. I'm glad I could help you, sir.
Yes? What do you want to know? No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that. There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind.
Cut this boring stuff off immediately. You know what this case is about.
Good point. Martinez is famed for its occult sex murder rites. We'll get on it immediately. Actually, it does have to be murder. This is a murder investigation. But we digress.
He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't get right into it. Sit on it a bit. Then hit him with it.
Good.
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Revachol. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away. The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting. Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hair. Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world. Your shirt sticks to your chest. The shoulders of your disco blazer grow heavy. The cold finds its way in under your skin. You shiver, and the city shivers with you. You're not dressed for this weather. You should get an overcoat or a patrol cloak. Capeside apartments. Tower blocks crowd one another. 4.46mm bullets still lodged in their war-torn stone walls. Hallways collapse from the mortar heads of a war that was lost long ago. Clotheslines go to waste in the rain. Radios play. A yard. Rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. Coal leaks into a puddle beneath a dead man's feet. He swings from a tree, bloated. Droplets of rain slip from his cold cheeks. Traffic jam. Rain thrumming on the roofs of motor vehicles. Inside, drivers watch water. The road ascends. A raised motorway loops above the ghetto. Beneath, Revachol is the capital of the world. Jam, its home.
Have a brother in the cut. Where the hood at? Have a brother in the cut. Where the hood at?
On a street there that flows like a muddy river in the snow, with fire traps rising on either side. A film rental opens its doors to the rain. An armored motor carriage rushes past the corner, where you used to walk together. Suddenly, the hair on your back rises.
You cannot return.
To be in Martinaise, where no one goes. Standing in the rain, looking north, where Jamrock Rock City stretches inland. In the rain-swept distance, above the rooftops of Jamrock, a repurposed silk mill stands perched above the motorway exit. Precinct Satellite Officer Jean Vichmer rushes down the precinct stairs, umbrella in hand. It's unopened. He doesn't seem pleased about the spring rain. On the bridge, Officers Torson and McLean are standing guard. Torson wears jeans and a fish.
Where's your homo, homie?
What?
It's not like that. They're what is called heterosexual life partners. They have a battle-tested relationship. A brother bond, if you will.
Huh? Yeah.
Hetero-sexual life partners.
Funny apery. Male-centric workplace humor. Have you seen him?
Is there something wrong?
No, nothing. It's just... Judith went to his place and found the Monday mail unopened. I think he's still there. You didn't drink with him.
That would be irresponsible.
With that animal? Never again, man. What is he, still down there? In, south of the interchange? What was it?
In Martinaise. He's in Martinaise.
Your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink. Coalition aerostatics hang like apparitions under the cloud cover. Way up there, where rain forms, rotors flutter silently. Your sight clears. Sheets of rain over the water. The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet beyond the Bay of Revachol. Ghosts rise into the sky. The skyscrapers of Lud. Will you ever go there? No, you are just one of the hundreds of thousands who watch them rise across the bay from Martinaise every day. Urban coastline, rain dripping off, coal city, end of all lines. Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance. There's a fleet on the corner. A plastic coat is folded into a small triangle under the counterbalance. The great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its hide. You shudder looking down at your 2 green snakeskin shoes stand at attention on the mosaic paving of the plaza. Collapsed storm drains, old sewage systems flooded with rainwater. Hidden weapon caches from the revolution, doors leading down to Le Royaume. The catacombs to which, for 3...
This rain will not let up anytime soon. You should get a raincoat. There's a freight to the east. They sell them there.
Before you stand, vapor emit. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering wheels.
All right. Ready? I turn.
He's downplaying his excitement. The dashboard lights up. The lights unfold.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of...
The frequency tablet, the soft...
This is Precinct 50.
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st Precinct here. I'm putting him on.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5, this...
A scrawny old man sits in a dusty...
10-4, what's your status? 10-18, 10-20, over. 10-18, 10-20, over. State your message, sir, over. Ten-9, repeat message, over. 10-4, message received.
10-22.
Is it him? Says he lost his badge.
He what? He lost his badge? Who lost his badge? Dick fucking Mullen. It's Officer Dick Mullen from the...
Dick Mullen is not your name. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Fuck me. Mac,
what's going on?
Super Cop.
He lost
his badge. He lost his goddamn fucking...
10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Ask him.
Sergeant Orson wants...
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? Okay, it's gone.
Don't sweat it, Bratan!
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. 10-1, you're breaking up. 10-9, repeat, please. 10-9, come in, officer. Over. Come in, officer. 10-9, repeat message, please. Did you misplace your firearm? Over.
Even before you can get the words out.
He says he didn't lose his gun.
Ask him to describe it. His gun. Not his fun. Just a gun will do.
Satellite Officer Mac.
The fuck do you need a gun for? Oh, request a description, huh? We'll give him one. Describe the plasma gun.
He says he's a living weapon and we are trying to trick him.
Host in heaven.
Dear God, he lost his gun. Oh.
This isn't true. Mac can face a giant of Coco Nur by himself, but Disco hit him piss his pants.
Oh, I can't.
I'm not going to
ask.
Now is a good time to say fuck and ass and so on. That'll make this all right.
That
what's he? The prick ate Mama's vanilla waffles at the captain's birthday party. Some nerve.
Sure, vanilla.
Shut up, Chester. This is telling to...
Sergeant Orson requests that you apologize for the claims you made about his mother. Over. Mac, he says you shouldn't have antagonized the Firewalker in the...
Who?
Satellite Officer V. I'm afraid he might be...
Firewater? His love?
Satellite Officer V. 10-4...
Oh, God,
Officer, do you need further assistance? 10-4, I hear you.
What does he want?
He's asking...
Is he...
I don't think...
Don't give that asshole...
Right, that's a negative on the addition. He says
he isn't getting...
Request.
Nothing is working.
Anything else, sir?
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. Be smart about this.
10-4, sir, I'm not hearing your question. That's a negative, sir. I got a 10-12 here. Over. Understood, sir. Over. Roger.
18 kilometers.
What happened is my partner made contact. It's not good. He's lost his badge and...
Mac, the torso, is finger fucking his fist.
Yeah, Mullen was fucked, all right. Sounded fucking drunk to me.
Yeah, Mac's right. This was some gnarly
Enough! No.
We must help him.
Yeah?
I just know we...
Mac, this shit does not leave this room. Not a word of this to the captain.
I guess I can hold off the...
Good.
Far north, on the other side of the motorway, the officer quietly...
This is Precinct 57. Of course. What is the number of...
Yes.
Receive.
Lieutenant gets around.
Officer? Yes, hello? Oh, right.
You can hear resentment in it. There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
You mean, why did I leave the bar? You know whom?
You think you hear a sleep? Don't be paranoid.
I really don't. Maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now. No, not me. What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the union already knew about the court. No one calls the police. You know, what?
Garbage.
Legally, no. In reality...
Words are not necessary to feel the lieutenant's discontent for the situation. Push her further. No, don't push her. It sounds as if she's about to cry.
The other people who live for us.
Her voice is resigned and weak.
You don't live here. You don't understand. Squealing? Please, I just didn't want any trouble. I didn't know I had...
The fucking nerves on her. Trying to hide behind weakness.
Yes, I know. It's just... No, sorry. People don't have...
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer.
Yeah, go on. No, I don't know. It was... Yes, I know who you are. You're a police... Oh.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? Yes, you absolutely should. It's awful that you lost it. It feels like you haven't worn yours in a long, long time.
Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun detective. You were trying to impress some people with it.
Sounds like it's going.
You were waving it around in everyone's face.
Some poor sod was trying to eat his pudding while you were screaming, spit flying, imitating the mercy shot right next to him. Spat some in his food. I don't think he touched it after. People tried to back away from you, or even slip out of the door. There is silence on the other end of the line.
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big butts cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask. Well, I am sorry about that. Anything else, Detective? Uniform?
Somewhere in a dank rental, one of the men trying not to slip on. Goddamn. Officer Michelle.
You mean, why did I leave the bar?
You think you hear us? Don't be paranoid. She's...
I really don't want to talk about this. Maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now. No,
Ouch. That's like 20 points of pride.
You mean, why did...
You think... Don't be...
Maybe, I don't know. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Yes, you have...
I'm not mad, it's just... You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skua thing happened. It just made me stop. stuffed bird, the great Stua. I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there. Yes, well... Yes, obviously. You were the worst client. I've had sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my... Well, you were... Even about little things like not... We Go On by the O.O. I can't listen to it anymore. You've turned it into a parody. To hell with that. Then there was your room. I tried to send... And then you screamed something about how you're actually a real cool guy, and no one understands it. One of the coolest guys there is. The cool... And then I had to deal with your toilet. I won't even mention you waving your gun around. No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst. God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let all sorts of things. From disco... Which one would... Sad? I think the one you mean is the smallest church in San Sanj.
Interesting. You still have to find it, however. You hear a sigh of relief.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? 57's over and out.
In the cabin, you see a metallic...
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not...
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? The cold, useful for opening all. The handles are long, it's robust. Lets you see things in it. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest.
This is the Kupris Kinema. My motor...
Motor carriage. Something bad with a motor carriage. A dark lump rises in your throat.
The Kupris motorcar does provide most of our patrol vehicles, yes.
Nothing. It's probably nothing. Forget I brought it up. Please proceed with the carefree lollygagging.
A motorized vehicle, officer. I'm sure you are familiar with the concept. We've had these for nearly a century.
In the cabin, you see a set of... Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. The white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle...
This is the...
Motor carriage.
No, I'm afraid not. We have a murder case on our hands, remember?
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
Yes?
You see...
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for nothing. Why aren't you browsing the books? Don't you...
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become. Just as you're about to pull up...
Sir, don't touch that. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't...
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the...
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I am sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make... No! Please just talk to me, officer.
Lies. There is something you see a tattered set of curtains and... You see a...
I warned you. You're on...
A heavy door with a... What if you just break it down? That's right. Steady breathing. The room is dimly lit. It's made of a solid block of wood, but it has only an echo. No one is there. You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the door frame.
You're not thinking of trying again, are you? What is this place? Yes, but no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight.
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
Yes, because no need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do.
A barbell. It's 60 kilo. Why does it feel so familiar? Your flashlight, some of the writing, these translucent. Who are one of the Welkins? It's the hull door.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures. Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game. This looks like concept art for a project. It's not political commentary. Just look at those details.
And for what? The photo collage depicts barren, icy land, entire ocean, albeit dark and cold. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat." This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker drawn. As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details." The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe." Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. This old fireplace is a diagram for summoning some time-forgotten being. Radio frequencies, it seems. Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and... You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations. All lead back to one red heart type. Looks like a surveillance program. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like all of this is gone.
My God. The schedule. I know doom when I see it.
Nothing. It's... An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes. What an odd thing to do. Nothing happens. Still nothing. Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now.
Can you please try to refrain from attacking random things? Why do you think there's something on the other side, necessarily? In any case, there's no way we can get in right now.
Bent metal. Broken glass. You are the destroyer, the bane of inanimate matter. Kudos. As before. You see, this ice bear is a hyper-carnivore. Be careful. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers. You pocket the note, and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door. A friendly cartoon bear.
Good question.
Somewhere in the past, it's summer. 5-year-old Fifette lets go of her mother's hand, change jingling in her pockets as she hops towards the ice cream stand right across the plaza.
I know. What is even worse, the bear...
The fridge buzzes with energy. The thick layer. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony. A thick layer of coal dust covers a lush layer. You feel the spirit of Ramut Karzai. 3 dangerous strikes.
What? What are you doing? Please wipe your face clean, officer.
These 3 stripes give you strength in this dangerous realm. It would be foolish to remove them.
And this protects you? Okay, sure. Go ahead.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above.
What are you doing? Wait, really? Maybe it's coming from behind those safety curtains we saw upstairs. We should ask the lady in the bookstore what's going on with these curtains. Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge and the black one to the ice cream maker. An electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now. Something close to you dies with...
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows, but somewhere a machine hums along with the current, happy and contented. The bear's eyes are dead and empty. Ice inside the fridge slowly melting. The power has been cut off. As before, an iron...
You broke down the back door, the wards, the door. It's all gone now. Dark psychic energy leeching onto my shop. I suppose it's all over now. I guess there's just a door. This place is cursed, Detective. I hope you're happy now. Happy that you've ruined everything. Now that you've broken the door, the curse is coming to get me as well. Of course you didn't. You're nothing but a... All right. You know what? I'm willing to let you investigate the doomed... But before we go on, tell me, did you encounter the malignant entity? You did? Then it has to be true. I've suspected that this woman-shaped energy must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you see that she lives inside the chimney? Yes, I've heard that. It's enormous. She has barricaded herself. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the company.
If you're really interested in cracking this mystery, then we should go back to the furnace.
Despite his cool, the lieutenant's interested in solving this mystery, too.
Annette, yes, my daughter. Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Great. On a scale of...
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. As a young girl should be, with the proper attitude, she'll have a bright financial future.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then, she nudges her glasses.
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is...
She's attempting to mentally direct you towards the shelves. She only wants you to buy the goods. She doesn't care about the books.
Truth be told, not really. My sister brings in most of the goods. But you don't learn about the important things in life from fabricated stories. The truth is available if you just know where to look, and you have to open and free your mind to understand.
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved. A small mountain of colorful board game boxes, an endless variety of sorts. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art. There's a box that says, "We're out." Nonsense for anemic Beano-clads. The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks, rows and rows of Hyundala men, maybe 100. Those snow crabs are worse than they sound. Not even close. Man from Hyundal in hell. Man from Hyundal and the forest.
Oh, man from Hyundal, blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narrative. What does it matter? They're all the same. If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hyundalaman, the man from Hyundal. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
Nothing of interest. Only silence and the cosmic background pain. These shelves are overburdened with books, crime fiction. These books, what's more, not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. You see, Dick Mullen on the job. Get me Mullen. The stalwart adventure. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen. Yes, there's also the dame who did it. Tragedy called. Come on, this is not the way.
Come on, Chester. Tell the story again.
Again? Man, I tell that one at least once a month. It's not that...
The fuck it is. And these guys haven't heard it. You see...
Gosh, why?
A very fucking dangerous case, ain't that...
Yeah, sure came close. Alright, so I was tailing it...
After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen? Your attempt to grasp at the answer fails. It seems very close by, pulsating just out of reach. The plaque on the shelf reads, browsing through suddenly, high speed next to that.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free.
She understands she has erred against the customer and immediately corrects course.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead, take your time. I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, a very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to... The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things. Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an element...
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
A true cultural touchstone. Enjoy the read.
The note is written.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct, someone has scribbled. S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sully Swaff.
Someone who owns a radio computer? My guess is as good as yours, officer. Really? You don't have a single guess? Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter. I don't know. I assume it...
Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box? The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo Salomão Lopes de Fuego. Browsing through the various chapters, you try your best to understand. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's pop quiz time. That's the spirit. Dolores Day. Incorrect. Dolores Day was the innocence of humanism. Her colors are silver, white, and apricot. And when you think her name, Dolores, stomach acid rises to the back of your throat. And steer clear of this one. There's something terrible about this one. A strange sensation of loss. When she left the earth, the dust, and the ice, and the humans. Yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of Dolores Day. Who was the first innocence? It wasn't Dolores Day. Incorrect. Sola was anointed during the... Sola resigned after. Correct. Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franco Negro presumed as such and called him Pius. He's depicted as a young man. As the first innocence, he declared that there should be more of those like him. Question 2. Easy. Everybody knows the answer to this. You, me, anybody. Incorrect. Even though the word, please, relax. Incorrect. Correct. Named the innocence of militarism. He codified hereditary rule, but at the same time ended serfdom and established the Inter-Isolari Real as the global reserve currency. Franco Negro attempted to solve the rising tensions between... Question 3. Who was the false innocence? Incorrect. Stepan the Despicable, regent of Kedra, was a ruler who conquered the known world during the Kedriatic conquest. Correct. There have been a number of counter or false innocences, some assumed to have innocentic qualities, some who just thought so themselves. The most famous and important of these was Ernau Pasternak. Final stretch. You've come so far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Question 4. Who was the greatest innocence? The most... Of course, this is my thing. The reason I exist in this world. 0 doubts. Incorrect. While Franco Negro built concrete... Oh yes, militarism and nationalism. My bad. Correct. The MESC might see Franco Negro as the father of nations, but everything from inter-isolari travel. Congratulations on finishing the test. An F You would have done better if you just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit.
What's going on with you?
Okay. You are shouting at an inanimate object, like a real weirdo.
Man, something's weird about this book. You should do something fun instead. Rock out. Forget about it.
Browsing through the book again, you still have trouble understanding the torrent of information. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? It seems rather unfair to try again after you already know the answers. But sure, if this makes you feel better. Correct. Now, as the first, question 2. Who was the strongest innocence? Correct. Named the innocence of Franco Negro. Question 3. Who was the false? Correct. The most final stretch. I don't even have to say it anymore. Correct. The mess might see everything from and more beautiful. And more beautiful. Congratulations on finishing the test again. An A. All correct. Impressive. Oddly so. You really navigated some treacherous waters here. Well, the lieutenant is doing his best. Yeah, sure. It's so much easier once you know the answers, right? Lonesome, long way home. Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda. A map. The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to River Island. To the east, Huron. It's so No, Coal City is worse. No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting. This slot, ozone, in the northeast, a dust radiating outwards from you. You can. Lost. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. What connections? You have little. Perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer dust.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though. That old thing? It's an from when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up. They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice.
Slowly, you move your hand toward the map attached to...
Perhaps not. It's against RCM policy to defraud small business owners.
This bookstore is not strict amidst the point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations. It serves platitudes, wholeness, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself. The book features chapters on topics such as, there's even a chapter on the ancient. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this? The throbbing in your head increases with every... Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the... The book contains very little explanation. The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscience. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand broom. Even better if you can find someone else, preferably a large man dressed in nothing but a towel, to thrash you while you're spread naked and helpless on a cool slab. It is, and good for the circulation too. It also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pail. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the pail. Among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health. For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the pail, though a sidebar cautions readers to limit each stroll to less than an hour. These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figures prominent. This is exactly what you need. I don't know. I don't want to be the party pooper, but this pale territory, there's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations.
Excuse me, sir. I believe you've been perusing that particular volume long enough. If you'd like to continue reading, I must insist you buy it. Sir, please, no I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh, no.
As before. Only the black cable is plugged into the something.
Why did you do that?
Somewhere in the dark, a giant electric scissor. This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice... Both cables are unplugged. Somewhere, a machine... This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand... Only the black cable is plugged into the breaker box. Something.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raised. This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand crank. This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying. It's all gone now. What better to assuage the... You slip your fingers under the throat. If you want to try again.
Equip the pry bar.
Turning the... It's all gone. What better to assuage the creeping scent? The ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in. You see the pry bar's metal.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it. But this ice cream maker is frozen shut. I have no idea, officer.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker. A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood. As you step, it must be his name. Garanci. Garanci, Quebec. Sounds representative. The man puts his cup down and he smiles and bang. The man ponders his... You see, you immediately feel drawn.
You do? It is quite pretty. I suppose we could look into it. If you say so.
The cobalt blue, the door doesn't...
Can I help you? Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. Sylvie had the keys before I got here. The trash collection service? See.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal.
On Clinton Street, near...
Thank you anyway.
Yes? What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. They can't...
He hates the union, but grudgingly recognizes its...
I don't.
We should find out who this Lord faction is. We don't.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager.
Good question.
They're probably getting drunk or protesting something somewhere. Or laying low after the...
Whatever he may feel about you, he can't miss the opportunity to throw you a look of what he assumes is shared understanding. Go with...
Yeah, the union guys think they're untouchable. They probably fucking killed that guy or something and now think...
I have a feeling we'll make their acquaintance sooner or later.
Oh yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious. No, I don't have a... Or some boring storage space with a...
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolute...
Fine, okay. A little. So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though. After the animals. And I haven't found a key, so... What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Another thing. Great. Yes?
The door is closed. Still, the lieutenant gives... He doesn't like with this. You should punch a fucking hole in it. The murmur in your ears recedes slowly. Your breathing normalizes. That's one lucky door. This door can open. The fan stands still.
Yes?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. Your hands, however skillful, can't manage this task on their own. You should get your chain cutters out. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face. The chain cutters slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet into place. Well, you know one thing for sure. You've probably never been a plumber. Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore. He takes a step toward.
Does Kuno care?
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
Get your snout out of Kuno's ass. You should give up, Popo.
You okay, Kuno?
That went wrong. He took it as a compliment. Then he had a minor seizure.
Right, Pig, this is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it? Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno. Listen, listen. Kuno doesn't care about this. Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. Your size, good price. 500 real. Pig, these are found modulars. Liquid fit, performance crotch, urban survival shit. Believe it, you need this shit.
These could drastically improve your... Coach Physical Instrument endorses these pants. They are tartan ready.
Alright, Piggo.
Don't do business with the pig, Kuno.
As you can see, Kuno and C don't trust you.
There's more to his distrust than being a pig.
The fuck? A mug in the trash? Is this about the fucking clothes again? Yeah, Kuno sees where this is going. Kuno's got that fast brain. You saying you pigs are after...
I can't hear you, Kuno. Speak louder, Kuno.
Shit, that's tense. Someone's going to the beat-down basement, huh? Mug guy gonna get tied to the radio.
The kid may have something there. He's already come up with...
Kuno doesn't know who put that shit in there.
Stop turning into a pig, Kuno. They're trying to get you hooked on the snitching.
Yeah? Get your bacon shit away. Kuno doesn't like to be seen with the popo. Get your shit done and out of Kuno's face. That's just some shit roofing gift.
There it is. That strange feeling again. As if there was more than meets the eye about that pile of roofing material.
The fuck are you talking?
Trying to get you to talk gimp, Kuno. Don't talk.
The fucking well.
They're trying to make you feel...
You glance again at the roofing material in front of the shack. Yes, you should go back there.
Dunno. Kipta's gardener used to work there. Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno. Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit. No, it's not fucking Kuno's.
He thinks you're fucking fool, Kuno. He says you can't...
Get the fuck out of here, pig. Kuno... Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Yeah? The king... Yeah, whatever. Shit, look.
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno.
If I were to want to waste...
You have no idea what the usual is. Just ask whatever...
Probably climbed. You heard Kuno. I don't know. Mesk or... Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Kuno didn't smoke the gimp, if that's what you meant. Just a couple of pigs sniff...
Yeah, you tell the faggoty
Kuno's fuck gimp.
End of conversation. Very strong. You should be this stoic.
You're
Get lost,
Kuno doesn't...
I'll die before I squeal, pig. What's this kid shit?
Get the fuck out...
I'll die before I come from...
Don't be...
I'll die before I squeal. You don't want to fuck with me. I got my hands bloody.
You can still... The corpse looks at you with... You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural...
Active decay. It's okay to throw up.
He's about to blow. Cock's gonna blow, Kuno.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because it's nice and orderly, it reveals no secrets at this time. It's nothing. Someone just... As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp.
There she is.
Around the borders, the rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM.
Let me see. Right here. Oh, yeah.
All of them worse than here. There are many of them. The first row has 8. The next is the longest. There are so many, it's hard to count. The last row, that's it.
Those are perforations. They represent your
Son?
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered? Cool. I'm glad you joined us. Not a lot of money in Doom. This next row, the one that wraps, wow, more than 200. It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Right. Those are...
Confirmed kills. That sounds pretty evil. A drink would...
Definitely not. For an RCM...
What's it feel like to kill a man, Mr. McCoy? A young... Honestly, babe, says John McCoy, crossing his ankles over said desk. I don't feel anything anymore.
There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game, but it seems as though you are.
He's sincerely glad you're not a scary predator. Not... The lieutenant nods.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board. With the permeable, thin, see-through copy of it. A dozen, color of the irises. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler from another planet. Hey there. It's the jam, my man. It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil. Yeah, imagine.
It's behind the laugh, however.
So tell me, what do you need? Nope, don't smoke. Some of the other drivers do, though.
Yup, nothing wrong with that statement. Your senses...
You could also check the kiosk down the street. Frit. With 3 T's. Revachol's weird. He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff. The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Oh, high-grade narcotics.
Time to arrest him.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting. They usually get shipped to Grad and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy. Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road. This rockin' beauty. Sure is, like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery? Neat. For carrying large quantities of cargo.
There it is again. A little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he's spent too long in this lorry. The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
It's like whatever's going on over at the dock. Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane. I've heard talk there's a
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching. Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really us lorry drivers. Not my thing.
What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, the better. When one's ended, you can get onto the next one. In his eyes, an unfamiliar. It's hard to say. The road continues for miles, flowing together with other roads, turning into causeways or bridges, ending suddenly in dead ends, or ramping up or down highways. It forms a crisscross pattern across the land. Above the Jamrock Quarter, in the form of a raised motorway, to the old south, to the farthest outskirts, you cannot see. It's out of the city.
Excuse me? Man, I don't know what to... I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Diora. And here I am, Diora of the Seven Seas. It's on the other end of Le Caillou, pretty much. What's it like? Good. And bad. An ache that brings you joy. What about you, Copman?
Is that what it is? This feeling? No, it's scarier than that. You're pursued by a hunter, smelling of apricots and sorrow, and the past.
I feel for you, my friend. It's bad enough to know who you miss. But, thanks for this. It's nice to talk to someone, and I know it wasn't easy to ask. I hope you find your way through your own troubles. Don't be a stranger.
Not a good track record of mental health in that family. Not a good track record of mental health. What did he do? You have high above you. The small, wrinkled wood. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter. Some cigarettes and food money. No response. Wherever. Nothing. No. This one.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave.
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to, okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but... A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
She scrunches up her...
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay? I don't really know anything. No. I don't know, really.
No need to worry.
Okay. Uh-huh. Reality? You mean, what reality? Economic reality, or...? I don't really know anything. I mean, I'm 15. Yeah, that's why I'm working my arse off in Frit. So I guess, like, that's it. I don't know. What about it? We're in Frit? As mankind, or as a nation, or... We're in Revachol, like, on the Insulindian Isola. You're welcome. I don't know. Look.
The clock shows the time at 10:09. The hands seem to be still.
I don't know.
The clock shows the time at 10:09.
When ordinary people take over the... Yeah, it happened like 50 years ago or so. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. At history, I mean. Our government? Or do you mean something else? Sorry, I really need to finish this article. We're in as mankind in a good place. I mean, science is doing great, and this radio computer. We're in as mankind. We're in a transition. You know, transitioning from monarchy to democracy. We're in as mankind. Okay, I won't. Cool.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a...
What is what? If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
A small...
Just ask me if you need anything from St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine. I don't really know what hypnogram... no.
Nosafed heals...
St. Baptiste. St. Baptiste Pharmaceuticals. The one that sells meds out of St. Baptiste. That one.
The tear machine stands in the corner.
Oh, that's the tear machine. It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside, like, you need a bag, I guess. Feel free to use it if you find a bag.
Scab?
What did he just call you? Oh no, not this again. You just got away from that fucking kid.
I was just messing with you. No one's... Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife? Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Probably not. I wouldn't even know where to start with that. Much better here at the harbor, for an honest union man like me. You know, serious.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better...
Buddy.
Yeah, Measurehead.
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
Are you admired? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Nobody can...
Don't say anything.
What is...
Merely standing up makes you sweat profusely.
Stop it. This display of...
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
What is this?
Merely stand...
Stop. This display of...
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
You have succumbed to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but yes. Al-Ghul is an ancient Ilmaran poison, a parasitic fungus that has colonized your race. Servitude to Al-Ghul does not explain everything. There are other reasons for your race descent. Your mouth moves, but the one who speaks is Al-Ghul Occidental.
Show him the ham still got it.
Jerking motions, signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How far the Occidental haplogroup has fallen. You gave the word. You don't. You will be.
It is, babe.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
It is my task to keep the degenerate tongues from in. That is right. You should leave the stage of his. Bring your troops. The walls will be lined with...
This is your chance. No, don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive. Remember? Communicate. Go ahead. Don't be shy. Just ask for race secrets. That's understandable. Jean-Luc Measurehead is a sage and an intellectual giant of race theory. Who are you, handmaiden of Al? How did this happen?
You must be out of your mind, degenerate.
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple.
The words to the song have changed. Say, I am.
Your hand twists in his grip and the paint blind.
Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further.
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of your Occident.
Show him the ham still got it.
Jerking mob. You don't. You.
It is.
There is a button right behind him.
Bring your you are.
This is. No. Don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive. Remember? Communicate.
You must be out of your mind.
Your fist...
The words to the song.
Your hand twists in his grip and the paint.
Good. Now leave before you humiliate your... don't be vulgar.
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it wet.
Mr. Also, to serve is noble. Jam. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have... offshoots of the Seminoles people invented Disco Island. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side. What you need is to come to terms with extinction and never...
Go ahead. Don't be shy.
Do not be naive. I know the answer to the great...
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
You reek of it. You oxy...
Show him the ham still got it.
Willingly. You gave the well. You will be...
It is, babe.
There is a button right behind.
That bring you to... You want...
This is your... No. Don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive. Remember? Communicate. Don't say anything. Size him up first.
What?
Merely...
Stop it. This...
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
You have succumbed to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible...
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
No, you don't.
Show him the ham still got it.
Willingly calling yourself a âme sandwich. How far the Occidental haplogroup has fallen. You gave the... You dominate. You will...
It is, babe.
There is a button right behind him.
It is my task to keep the degenerate drunks from entering the arm. He was...
This is your... No. Don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive. Remember? Communicate.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate.
Your fist...
The words to the song have...
Your hand...
Good. Now leave before you humiliate.
Go ahead. Don't be shy. Just ask.
Inane popular culture lingo. It is...
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Stop showing me your...
Does he strike you as the kind of man who puts monks into trap?
Bastards! We have a... Hold up and stay frosty, everyone.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes. Good. We're fighting for a cause. Besides, we're not that different. Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the right to work! Right to work! Maybe you should ask them. We have family.
So do we, Scott.
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to... And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is. Why don't you go arrest them instead?
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home. At least for now.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I know nothing about a murder.
The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Interesting.
Wouldn't put it past these harbor right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the...
We are not picking a side. Pity.
Let us work! Honest men and women, with rights, to work, to be useful. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do! When a bunch of beats me, they mumble nonsense about boardroom.
When the man moves around, you perceive some serious... There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more. He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the image. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask...
What's it to you? Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together.
A monstrous shadow high above the fire traps of the domain. The 881 motorway running over this district of Jamrock. Concrete pillars rise up from the midst of the dilapidated wooden houses. Life in the domain is even worse off than in Martinez. The cold air is stiff from the fumes of the motor carriages and lorries roaring overhead. Below, broken down, battered people mill on the dusty streets with no purpose. Yet amongst them, there is no sight of this man. Nowhere.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago.
Hello again, officer.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it. Something breaks loose in you. A mighty... You've awakened the entity.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs.
You hear a low rumble up.
After you, officer.
Hello, I'm Nia. Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. So what kind of dye are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now.
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking. I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need.
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong.
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set. Take a look around.
This person means you, or no one else, absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly.
How did I become one? It was a business. Some of my friends were role players. Not especially. I like working.
She's thankful for the security they provide her.
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know. But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity.
Create here.
More or less. Are you interested in...
Rats scuttle in the dark rooms, under the abandoned blow dryers and dusty mannequins.
Yes, I think it was called androgynous or landlord.
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet. It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemiteps Boxing Club, a community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime. Kuno. Who's Kuno? Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth. Yeah, I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid. A kind man, from Zemsk. It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse.
You should have known it.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since. Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows. Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit, and they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own. It's a sub-rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
What does she mean?
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with...
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators. You mean Mr. Fabron?
But what drugs exactly?
He got high on some weird taxidermy chemicals.
Even you can probably do better than that. You can almost see it. A small, sickly old man, hunched behind his work desk, his pants stained with old piss, stuffing a sad, stiff-legged raccoon dog. The entire scene looks tragic.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came. Yeah, the atelier didn't know it either. They produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently, and you know how all kinds of and, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection. Actually, insects do have brains, but yes, I understand.
As she shifts around, you notice several dead...
Anything else? Oh boy, the fabled Revershow ICT. You're in for a treat. The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas. There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you...
Sounds like she really didn't. Fritter does the same thing.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. And they already had the bear. The bear. Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile ape. Eventually, Revershow ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges. You did what? I can see the stripes. That bear was one mighty mammal. The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherion.
Scary, but cool.
Megatherion, a mega wild beast. It's an imaginary beast by telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
A wise and noble beast, guiding you toward the land. The horrific necktie tightens around your neck, strangely excited. But it doesn't feel particularly fun this time around.
Very good. You shouldn't do them. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
Outside it's light. Light scatters from the low-hanging cloud cover. There's always the threat of snow.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time. They were made by a company called Slipstream. Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula, or Tumotiri, or Hashtkor, or wherever he is. The usual, I imagine.
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. I have no idea why those keys and blades are still lying around in the house. Oh, I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry, that's right. I haven't even written my name there. Sure, I'm listening. Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else? Nothing real.
Who cares about the dead body? The lieutenant looks at his nose.
Your window looks directly onto the court.
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window. It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer... Well, there's always something. During daytime, there are usually those kids, and lately...
She's not sorry to disappoint you. Informing on someone in a murder investigation.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night. I might have, but in this case, all I would... It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark out.
She nods.
Anything else, officer? I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true. It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales of success, so it's often Plaisance, the bookshop lady. I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energy spared her somehow? Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in racks? Some people say it's part of the building complex. You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East of the Commerce Central project. And then there is me. I've been here for 14 years. Selling novelty dice to role-playing and...
It's because she's in cahoots with the demons.
What, so the curse only affects people with poor work?
The jig is up. The she-demon knows you. Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
Is it now? I've always thought it's... Well, if you ever find a way to explain all those...
Plaisance is not going to like what you have to tell her. A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere.
Didn't we already talk about this? What are you talking about? My address is exactly the same.
No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city.
This doesn't make any sense. Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from? You're right. I should take... Does it mean that I'm safe?
Don't let her become complacent. She still needs to ward her soul against the evil forces. She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion.
Do you know what this is? It's a mourning ring. I made this when I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan. No, you're right. I didn't. It wasn't just a jewelry shop either. And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney? Yeah. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be. It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending. But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer. Of course. Tell me what you have in mind. I think I have just the right...
Police colors.
You're a police officer, right? Here, catch. They're a gift for me.
Mr. Smooth Moves. You snatch the dice out of the air with one hand, just like you're in a movie.
Oh, what are the odds? The red one is made of...
She winked back at you.
You'll definitely need luck in Martinez. Was there anything else?